So for the longest time, I didn't really organize my screenshots. I created folders for legacies, sometimes for each generation, and I just collected the screenshots in there. No captions, no names, no context. That really bit me in the butt a decade later when I tried to piece together the meaning behind hundreds of these screenshots trying to recall the lore. Now I keep track of the lore as it happens, and I collect the screenshots in Notion with my Sim Guardian, where I can give each photo more context and link them to memories, characters, and more. I didn't stop there though. I thought, wouldn't it be cool to be able to collect all my characters' looks over the years as well, so their outfits, to see how their style changed over time? So I added a lookbook feature to the photo album as well. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I created this digital photo album in Notion so that you can use it for yourself as well. So first things first, make a copy of my backstory creator. You could just start completely from scratch in Notion, but you need a character database to connect the photos with, right? So you want to connect the photos to your characters, and my backstory creator actually already has a character database built in. So we're going to use my backstory creator as the base for which you can use to add basically a digital photo album to it. That way you don't have to start 100% from scratch. You have a character library that you can use to connect to the photos. This backstory creator is a pretty cool template on its own though already, because it includes Enneagram personality and tarot card prompts that help you come up with backstories for your Sims. The link is in the description and it's 100% for free. You can sign up for my Banger Llama Letters newsletter that I send with Sim inspiration every week as well, or you can just make a copy of the template. So this is what the template will look like when you first open it up. You want to navigate to the dashboard, and then we scroll down to here, databases, and we open up this toggle. And what we want to do is we want to add a new database. We want to create our photos database. And so to do so, just click here, add a space, and then type photos. Click here, turn into page, and now we click into that page. And then now down here, click table, start new table. So this will create a blank database. We add an icon. So I like to add a database icon so that I know this is a database. Now we want to set up the properties of this database. The first one is the name, or if you want to, you can rename it to caption. We want to create a date property. So we will click into this, change that to a date property, and we will call it date taken. So this property you'll use to actually just, when you click into it, you can see you can indicate which date the photo was taken on. The next property we want to create is the age one, so we'll call it age, and this is for your life stages. So for when you're organizing the photos within the context of a lookbook, this will help you organize those photos by life stage. And so we create a select property, we call it age, and then we'll add options to it. So for example, infant, because babies don't really have outfits, so we're gonna leave them out of this. Infant, toddler, child, teen, young adult, adult, elder. And then we're going to reorganize these so that it starts with the youngest age group and then, you know, progressively goes older. So now it should be right. Infant, toddler, child, teen, young adult, adult, elder. There we go. And if you want, you can change the icon for age as well. I like to have like that hourglass symbol for age-related properties. The next property we want to create is the outfit category. Again, that will be relevant for your lookbook later when we create that in the Sim profile. So for outfit category, I like to maybe add an outfit related symbol here. And then we want to create the different options. So we have everyday, formal, athletic, sleepwear, party, swimwear, hot weather, cold weather, or also you can call it summer, winter, whichever you prefer. So those are my outfit categories. Next up, we want to create the photo property, the one that we'll use to actually upload the screenshot. So we will select the files and media property, and I'll just rename this to photo. And I'll add a photo icon. The next property is a description property that we want to create. So we will select the text property, call it description, And that's all we have to do for that one. Then we want to create a relation property, and this is where it's important that we already have that characters database set up. So I'll connect it to our characters database that we have in the Backstory Creator. So I'll connect that, and then I'll rename it to characters involved. So it won't let me edit the target database because I actually want to show this option on characters as well. And so to fix that, I'll actually go out of this. So I'll come back to the dashboard, and real quick, I think it's the characters database. I have to make sure it's not locked. So I will unlock that database. So I lock the databases just to, you know, keep us from accidentally deleting anything we don't want to, but in this case we want to add to it. And so going back here, we go to the relation property. Again, we connect it with the characters database. Then we rename it as we mentioned before, and this time we show it on characters. And now for this name on the other database, we want to name the property associated photos. And then we want to add the relation. And again, I want to change the icon. I'll just add like a person icon here, that's fine. And so those are all of the properties I need in my photos database moving forward. So now that I've set up the database, I'm just gonna real quick delete these extra records, but this database is now ready to use and to add photos to it. But now the next step is to add the actual photo album section to the character template, right? Because we're going to want to be able to see each photo album in relation to the characters it's associated with. So I'm going to go back to the Backstory dashboard. I'm going to navigate to the characters database. And here's where I can modify the template. So I'll click on this arrow here, and then I will click here to edit the template for the character. I'll open it in a widescreen. And as you can see here, we already have a bit of a character profile set up. So that is part of the Backstory Creator, nothing that you have to set up yourself. That's why I recommend getting the Backstory Creator, that way you don't have to start from scratch. The database and also this template is already set up, but now you can add the photo album section. First, actually, I'm going to go here and I'm going to edit the visibility of this associated photos to always hide because we don't want that to show. So that's done. And now we can add that section. So we will type in photo album. We will turn this into a toggle heading 1. We will give it a gray background. You can of course change the color if you'd like. You can do whatever you'd like. And then we will add a divider directly underneath. Then I'll click into this space here, add a space, and then I'll click here and I'll add a linked view. So a linked view of the database. And the database I want to link is going to be our photos database. So I'll click that there. Just click here, that's fine, done. So I just want it created here, and now I can actually make the modifications. So my first tab will be our photo album, the straight up gallery view of the photos. And so I can first rename this. So I'll call it photo gallery maybe. Let's call it photo gallery. And then I will change the icon. It could be a photo, whatever you prefer. And now I'll start modifying the rest of the items here. So I want this to actually be a gallery view. So I'll click the table here and I'll choose the gallery view layout. Now I just need to modify the different view options. So I don't want the database title to show. I want the page content to be the actual photo. I want the card size to be small. I don't want to fit the image. I want to wrap all properties. I want the pages to open in side peek, and I want the icon not to show. So in that case, that's how we'll do it. And then I'll go back, and now we can make various settings for the properties of this that'll be shown for this view and any filters and whatnot that we want to set. So first for properties, displayed, I want to display the name. Then I want to display the date taken. I want to display the photo as well. To make it easy to just see the photo in a full resolution, I'm adding the photo to the list of displayed properties so that you can simply click on that photo and then it'll open up in full screen. That's why I'm adding this to the list. And so those are the properties. Now I want to add a filter, and I'll add the filter for characters involved, contains, template character profile. And then I also want to add a sorting rule. So I'll go back here, go to sort, and then I will sort by date taken. Let's go back to those. I don't want to group it. And I'll limit the load limit to 25 pages. This is optional, but it helps the performance if you don't load all of the photos, all of the records. And so we've created our first tab. It is the photo gallery tab. Now we'll create a second tab. So we can just simply duplicate this one and we will call it Looks Over the Years. And so this is our lookbook view. And so for this one, I will maybe put, since it's over the years, an hourglass. And I will change the layout. This one should be a board view. And I want the card preview to be a photo. I want the size to be small. I want to fit the image in this case. I want to wrap all properties. I want to group by outfit category. So I'll change that here. Oh, and actually I can also sort the outfit category. So I want the first one to be everyday. Then I want it to be formal, athletic, sleepwear, party, swimwear, hot weather, and then cold weather. And so that was how we will, and I want them all to be shown, except for no outfit category. I don't want that to be shown. And so that's how I want the order of things to be. And you can also color the columns as well, if you want. Oh, and also if you wanted to change the color of these and make it more neutral, you can do that by accessing the properties and going to outfit category, and then you click on that option and then you can choose light gray, for example, if you want. So that's how you can change the color of those select options. So just checking again my settings to make sure everything is as I'd like. Open pages and side peek, show icons. So in this case, I'd like to. And let's go back. Now the properties that I want shown again are name and in this case, photo. And I'll go back and now filter rules. So I want to filter for character involved contains the template. So is the actual character on this page. And then we will add to advanced filter because we want to add a second filter rule. So we do that as such. And then we will select outfit category is not empty. So those are the filters that we need to set. And now we go back. So sorting, we can sort by date taken, that's fine. And then grouping, we want to group by outfit category, and our subgroup will be the age. So we want to select that. And again, we want to order the ages in which they make sense. So of course we start with infant, then toddler, child, teen, young adult, adult, elder. And then we want to show all of them except for no age. So that one we don't care for. And then we'll go back. Again, load limit 25 pages, that should be fine. So now we have our lookbook. So now we'll create a third and last tab where we add a table view, link a database. We'll link the characters database this time. Just create a new view. So it should be a table view actually. Do not show the database title. Vertical lines is fine. We don't want to wrap all columns. Side peek view is perfect. An icon is fine as well. And we'll call this add unexisting photo. And we'll add a plus sign. Okay, now we're done. Next, properties displayed. We can hide all of them. All we care for is name and associated photos. We can actually take the opportunity to change the icon for this as well, actually. We'll just take the photo icon and go back. Now we need to set the filter rules. So we'll click on filter. And now we will select self-reference contains template character profile. So that is set. And so the purpose of this tab is to add any photos that may already be existing in your photo collection. So let's say you collected a bunch of photos and you haven't connected them with a character yet, or you connected them with one character and another character is also involved. This is where you can directly from within your character profile associate that photo with that character. Now in the Sim Guardian, we have a fourth tab that actually comes in between these two, and it is one called Current Wardrobe, which only displays the outfits associated with your character's current life stage. But that's just an exclusive part of the Sim Guardian, so I can't give everything for free. But this is definitely everything you need really to collect your screenshots as is. So now I've added the photo album to the character template. So now every character I create moving forward in the backstory creator template will have this photo album as part of its character profile. So here's an example. Whenever I create a new character, I also click this button here, and then everything is associated with it. As you can see here, the character name will pop up here, and then you can associate any photos and whatnot. Now, let's say you've been using the Backstory Creator for a while and you've already collected some characters, but you want the new photo album section that you just now created in their record profile as well. So to fix that, you simply delete all of the content on the page. You click on Template Character Profile, and that new template will then be applied to your character's page. Since everything you input into your character's profile, from their name obviously, notes, any backstory you relate to them, any other details you add, it is connected with their actual record. So if you delete anything from the page here, from this page space, it's totally fine, because this space is only serves as a way to present, to visualize the data that is hidden here, that is actually connected directly with the character. So you can freely delete all of this and then reapply the template. And this also makes it super easy to update a template worry-free, knowing that anything you add to your template can be added to existing characters as well. So now I've filled in one of the character profiles for Samantha Jones, so I've set her up. And now I want to add a photo to her photo album. So to do so, you simply click on this button here, New Page, or you can click on New here, and then a new record will open up inside Peak View. And you can give it a name. For example, I'm going to add a photo where Samantha is going bowling. So I'll say, or I'll call it Samantha Goes Bowling with Jacob. So I like to include the names of the people in the title as well, and a little bit of the context, because this way when I search through the photo album, which is also possible, I'll show you in a sec, I can also find records this way as well. And so if I add those keywords in the actual title or even in the description, that'll make sure that they're found easier in search. And so I can say, what's the date taken? So I played with them yesterday, so I'll say the date was taken yesterday. This isn't a lookbook related photo, so I won't fill in the age or the outfit category. I can add a quick description, so I can say Samantha and Jacob have fun on their date going bowling. So you can add a description or you can just leave it blank. And then you click here to add a photo, so you can either choose a file to upload, and then it'll upload a window in your PC. So if you're in PC, it'll open up a Windows Explorer, similar for Mac. Then you can select the photo and upload it, or you can embed a link. If it's a photo that you've already uploaded elsewhere, for example, you can make a copy of that image link and then embed it here as well. So that's another option. If the photo is over 5 megabytes large, then you'll have to compress it first. I like to use the website Squish for this. If you're using the free plan, you can only upload files that are up to 5 megabytes large, so that might be something you run into, but it's super easy to fix. You just make the image smaller, the file image smaller, and then you can upload it. So I'll do that right now. I'll choose my file. So it's uploading. It'll take a couple of seconds. There we go. And I actually also noticed here, I don't want to see the comment section, so I will actually modify the layout. So you can go to customize layout there, and then you can select minimal and off so that these inline comments and page discussions are hidden. And I could even modify which properties are pinned and whatnot. So for example, I could add the date taken to the pinned properties, which I think is, an important property, and I can add the characters involved. So these are properties you'll always see right under the heading, and then the other properties are below. And I can even change the order in which they're shown. So if I click here, then I can make the photo be the first item, then the description, age and outfit category. And then I can apply this to all pages, and moving forward, all of my photo records will have this layout. Now if I go back, I will see the photo gallery of Samantha on her profile page. And as you can see, the cover photo is the actual image. And as I described before, I have the actual photo here as well. And so you see when you hover over this property, the magnifying glass pops up. And so if I click on this, I can see the image in full view. And that's the purpose. So that's why I really wanted to include that photo in the display itself, because that way I don't have to click into the record to see the photo in full view mode. So I can click away from that. I did mention the search function, right? So you can just go over here to this magnifying glass and then you can search for bowling, for example. And then all of the photos that mention bowling will be shown. So I can just show, for example, if I search for something with kitchen, it won't find anything because I don't have any photos with a caption or a description that involves kitchen. So I can just delete that. But that is quite useful if you collect quite a few photo records, then you can quickly search through them using that. Of course, you can also use the filter options. If you filter for like a certain second or third character involved, you can use a filter function, but the search is a quick way to do so. And let's say I also saved Jacob in my character database. So here you see him, right? So there are two ways I can connect him to the photo I just now created. I could either go to his photo album here, go to add to an existing photo. I could click into this area here, associated photos, and link him through this page. Or I could just do it via the photo record itself. So I'll do that. I click on the photo record to open it back up. And then I click on characters involved. And now I can add Jacob as well. So now Jacob is also associated with this record. So I'm back in the photos database real quick to show you something. So we don't need a full-on template for the photos record, but I would like to create one just so that every time we do create a new photo, an icon is automatically applied. So I'll just name this template photo. And then I'll hover here and then I will add the icon photo landscape. And that way every photo record I make moving forward will have that icon associated with it. It's just an aesthetic thing. You don't have to do that, but I just wanted to mention that real quick. And to make sure that it's applied to all of your new photos moving forward, you just edit it and make it and set it as default for all views in photos. And there you go. And once you start filling your backstory creator with characters, your characters will auto-populate here in this view, so you have a quick access to them and you can click into their profiles. Also, any backstories you create for your characters will show up here as well. And you can hide the databases by simply clicking this toggle here. Here is an example of a character profile from the Sim Guardian, so with a little bit more to it, obviously. So here we have the photo album embedded within an overarching story section. If I click into this, I can show you, so here we have just an extra tab where we automatically have all of the looks for Ida's current life stage shown. So only the ones for her, in this case, she's currently a young adult, so her young adult wear. And then I just also wanted to show what it looks like when you have the looks over the years filled in. So I'll actually open this in a full page, so you can click here to do so. And then we can head over to that tab. And this way, if you have it in full page, you can see you have way more space to see all of the images at once. And as you can see, it's super cute. So we have all of Ida's outfits from childhood, since I didn't save anything for infant or toddler, but from childhood to young adult for each different outfit category. So I use a template in Canva basically to crop out the photo and make sure that they're all the same size, so I have a consistent look throughout. Yeah, it's really cool. So I can see what Ida looked like as a kid, how she liked to dress, how she liked to dress as a teenager in the different outfit categories, and then on to her young adulthood, what she likes to wear now. And this will of course change. So, I can add more outfits to all of these categories. So as you can see here, I have 2 outfits for her formal wear and her party wear. I could add more to it if I wanted as well. And I can continue doing so for the different life stages. And I think this is a really fun way to tell your character's story as well, or save their story, because the way they dress says a lot about their personality as well. Obviously, the way a character dresses isn't their entire personality, but it shows how they like to express themselves. It might even show how they like to hide a certain part of their character, because, one can also dress in a way that contrasts your true self. So I really think it's a fun storytelling tool as well to collect these images and to see how your sim has changed over time, how they develop their style, and how that, plays a role in their story, maybe in their circumstances. Maybe they started out, with less and, didn't have lavish things, including, a lot of jewelry or clothing. Maybe they were always the same thing, but then, you're playing a rags to riches challenge and then they get rich and more wealthy. And you can see that in their clothing style, or maybe not. Maybe they like to stay humble. But it's a fun way to see how your character has developed over the years and over time. It's kind of like a time capsule, you could say, but in the form of clothing. And we also spend a ton of time in cast, so I feel like being able to save the outfits that you painstakingly put together is a great way to also just save your creativity, and you can look back on it and be like, oh, that was a super cute outfit, or oh, I really loved her hair when she was a teen, things like that. So I think it's just really cute and fun idea, and it just adds to that photo album. So you don't have to just save your quote-unquote normal photos, your story photos, like you can see here. So I saved some photos of, Ida hugging her mom. Here, of course, ideally I add her mom's name as well. So if I ever wanted to search for her mom explicitly, I could do so as well. So of course I can use the filter function for that as well. And so here are just different snaps from Ida's life, but I can also collect on top of that different looks from her life as well. So if you're interested in the Sim Guardian and all it has to offer, I will leave a link in the description below. So of course, the photo album itself, the way I've described it and how you can build it, it's more than enough to collect your screenshots as is, but if you want the capability to connect them not only to characters, but also to memories, to properties, to storylines and whatnot, I really, as an overarching design, have really created the Sim Guardian to be a network of your lore. So everything is already interconnected and built for you right out the gate, to make it easy to follow the lore that you've created in the past, but also keep track of the lore moving forward. I think it's a really great tool. It is, of course, an investment, and I totally realize it's something that not everybody can or wants to invest in. That's why it's really important to me to share the Backstory Creator, which is a small part of the Sim Guardian that I offer for free. And together with this guide, with this video, you can actually build a digital photo album like I have done in the Sim Guardian. And that's completely for free. So you can collect your stories and your photos and whatnot for free as well. While, of course, after all the work I've put into it and all the value it gives, I cannot give the Sim Guardian for free, unfortunately, but I can still share the knowledge that I have and give you the tools so that you can build yourself something a little bit simpler, but still useful in the Notion for free. I hope you have a lot of fun building your own digital photo album in Notion and finally having a place to save all of those screenshots and give more context to them and even connect the characters so that you don't forget who was who in those photos. I think there's a lot of things you can do with Notion. You can build your own templates. That's the beauty of it. You can make it your own. So if there's anything that you would like me to explain or walk you through, or maybe even describe how or why I made something, it could help you to create your own template. So just let me know in the comments below if there's anything in particular you'd like to learn more about Notion, and that could inspire the next video. But until then, stay sentimental.